Mangas should feel like a D&D campaign because they are based on my D&D homebrew game. Night of Slaughter is designed to follow an NPC that interacted with almost every single party that I ever ran. Yep, that's right, it follows the Night of Slaughter, and guess what? And it does not mean that the Night of Slaughter is Veronica. Remember, the title Night of Slaughter does not have to be a person. I mean, we get to see the God of Honor, Homer, who literally guided multiple groups. Like, it cannot be understated how much influence Homer had over groups, touching each and every one of them in a non-Diddy way. He would give guidance to each party. He was the one that sent multiple groups to different parts of the world that ended up almost collapsing the world. Not because of his direction, but because the party decided that side quests were more important than the main quest because, of course, they found the named NPC, one of them being a chicken. And ever since then, I have at least killed one person with a chicken. Like, just to make sure that it didn't feel like a run-of-the-mill fantasy story, I remade every single D&D class from the ground up. The Crusaders are actually paladins. I stripped their ability to actually spellcast away pretty much, and I gave them only smites. And I made it where clerics, like Sir Turner right here, who is known as a reverend, has to actually speak lines of the holy text in order to get permission from their god to cast. And by doing it this way, it let me not only spread the lore of the world as the battle commences, but it adds some much needed flavor to clerics, in my opinion. Because now you are physically seeing the devotion that they have. Can you imagine in the middle of a piece of combat where your life is on the line, where you are instantly recalling lines of scripture over and over and over again? And messing up means you could IMIP, which simply means you're miscasting using the magic system that Young, the conduit of positive and negative energy, has put into place. So you may bang out a really cool spell, but guess what? Afterward, you gone bye-bye. Oh, and speaking of magic systems, I have revamped it to give it an overarching magic system that then everything from warlocks to reverends to sorcerers to magicians to Narvi, which are monks, all use a subsystem, so they each get their own unique way of playing with that overarching system. So it gives all the old classes like a really interesting twist. Like our flash-banging goat himself, Ludo. He's a magician, and he charges his cards with magic that have already basically been pre-programmed with certain spells in them. But while he's limited to the cards that are in his hand, he can charge them once a day and use them in combination with each other to get really cool effects. And whenever I get the chance, you better bet I'm gonna pull a funny from the D&D table, like rogues love stealing party favors, and orcs are endowed with a lot of orcish energy. I mean, to be fair, in the mating manual, orcs have